I don't always think it is going to get better. Sometimes it gets worse, a whole lot worse than I ever thought it would get worse. And on those days, I don't think it's going to get better.
I ended up being on this reality show called Being Bobby Brown with Whitney Houston, and I was like, oh my goodness, you know, all of the things that people teased me about or called me names about, or those things that were supposed to be my flaws were really my strengths.
I was really tortured, and I also really internalized what I was going through right away, because middle school was when we started doing the locker room and changing, and I felt like I was in the wrong place.
The shame is what kills you. Believing that you are unworthy of love and belonging, that who you are authentically is a sin or is wrong, is deadly.
I want to know how this story ends. You know, how does my story end?
Just 5 minutes to recognize each other's beauty instead of attacking each other for our differences. That's not hard. It's really an easier and better way to live. And ultimately, it saves lives.
The only thing we have to gain in staying is each other. My God, that is plenty. My God, that is enough. My God, that is so much for the light to give. Each of us at each other's backs, whispering over and over and over, live, live, live.
What's up, guys? It's Tamar. This week, as you might already know, is about trans suicides, and it's something that's really, it's going to be difficult for us to talk about, at least for me to talk about, which is why I put together kind of that little strip of people in mainstream media kind of going over their own personal struggles with it. That was wind, I think. Whether they were indirectly or directly addressing suicide, I don't really know. Some of them were, some of them weren't, but I think it's kind of understood that that is a reality within this community. I'm actually, it's weird. I'm at a loss to even say anything about this, which is strange because I have been there, and I think that's actually why it's so difficult for me to talk about, because it's just very close to home. So the only thing that I will say about it, something I have talked to my therapist about in the past, is viewing yourself in terms of parts, and you have different parts of yourself. So in other words, even when there is a part of myself that thinks like there is literally no reason to stick around, like what the fuck, why, just why, right? I mean, there's just an overwhelming amount of unknown and insecurity when I think about so much. And so it's like, okay, even if there is a part that thinks there's no use in being around, there is definitely another part of me that is a fighter and that is willing to do anything to like Bruce said, to see how my story ends. Like, I want to fucking be there. I really, really do. And even when I don't, I do, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess the thing for me is always making, how to make the part that wants to stay louder than the part that doesn't, because that part is not going to go away. The thing with mental illness or anything, depression, anxiety, for me, my experience with it is recovery, which is what they call it. I don't know who they are. Recovery, which is what you could call it. To me, I just don't think that's the right word. I don't think that recovery implies that it's gone away, right? And like for me, it's never going to go away, that it's always going to be there. And it's just how best to manage it, how to find a treatment plan that works for you, how to make that voice that wants to be here, wants to contribute, wants to listen, wants to help yourself and others, how to make that louder than the voice of hopelessness and just nihilism, really. So that's what I'm gonna say about trans suicide, or suicide in general. And on a much happier note, I have a birthday shout out to do. So what I like to do for my friends when they have birthdays is serenade them, because who doesn't love to be serenaded, right? So this is a very special occasion and demands a special song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Spencer. Happy birthday to you. Alright, I'll see you later.